Hello, Teaquilters. I hope you all are having a great day. I am just running in from outside, and it's a little muggy outside. Let me close all of this stuff that's open. Maybe try pulling you all up on this phone instead.
The way luxury resale should be.
All right. Skip ads and pause and go out and go back in. All right. So hi everybody, I hope you all are having a great week. Let's see, today is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're doing live chat. We do have a topic for tonight, talking about your favorite lighting systems. Can be whatever you want. We're going to get into that, but we're going to read who's here first, and then I'll show you some of the blocks I made this week. I'm still working on my Boho Hearts quilt blocks. And what else? Oh, I do have an announcement to make as well, but I'll wait for a few more people so I'm not saying the announcement over and over again. All right, so let's go up to the top. Dolores Phelps is here, Melody Kiefer, Beverly Akins. Beverly Akins is aware of what I'm going to be talking about. Don Cunningham, Kevin the Quilter, Teresa McCormick, Shirley Peters, Janice Smith, Janet Macro, Jonah Crutchfield, Cynthia Shade, Karen Gibbs, Remo J.S., Tucker Sewing and Quilting, he's working on the last row of his quilt as he watch and listen, Vivian Calvi, Sandy Agar, Bonita Nance, Cynthia Maria Fields, Blackbirds, Yolanda Hale, Guess Who Nancy, Helena Carter, and well, Judy, and Sheila Gage so far. So welcome everybody. We're only going to be on an hour tonight, so we don't have a whole lot of time. I will just get in and show you some of these blocks so that when people come in, they don't miss the lighting options. I'll just show you that first. Misty Smits is here. Hey. So I'm just going to show you. You all know that I'm working on Boho Heart book here, and we are doing a sew along, and I'm working ahead, just trying to get ahead of the group because two reasons. Because number one, I'm working on two different things, and then number two, in April I have a retreat. No, not April, May I have a retreat. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm ahead so that I don't get behind. I've already posted all of the next group 3 sewing sessions in the group, posted them all on one day to get them out the way. So currently we are at the halfway mark for the Boho Heart sew along. So I'm doing mine just a tad different. Sometimes she has you make like 10 of the same block or whatever magic number she's using, especially in the 2-inch squares. It was a lot of square and the square blocks, and I didn't want all of that in my particular quilt. I wanted to use, if I'm using the block, I want to do it in a different size if possible. And I don't know when I decided I wanted to do that. So I know I didn't want, I don't know what the magic number is, 10 square and a square blocks that were 2 inches in my quilt. So I started making different blocks. So I have just a crumb 2.5 block, trying to get it so that the fan don't blow it back. So just a crumb. Now I've made a crumb in 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, maybe an 8-inch and a 10-inch, and I even had made a crumb jar that I showed you all last time I showed blocks. So I showed that. So then I made this one, kind of looks like an envelope. And then I have the reverse of this because I used 4 quarter square triangles. So I have this in reverse, which is right here. And then, so I can put these back. Just trying to make sure I don't lose where they're going. And I have 4 corners on this one because it took a lot of pieces and it's got more seams than it is block, okay? So I made this little 16 patch here. And again, for those that don't know, I'm using all CAF except for my rainbow black in the backgrounds. Let's see who else has come in. It's rolling. rolling, rolling, rolling. Sue GSD is here saying 440 days until the absolute best retreat ever. She is something else. She keeps adding these words in here. C Joy Creations is here. Phyllis G. She's in the Dominican Republic. Have fun, girl. Oh my gosh. T. Roberts is here. Maddie Barnum, Nikki B, Carla Ford. All right, so let me see which ones I haven't showed you. So then I thought, okay, we'll just do a Tri-Rex block in the 2-inch. Kind of looks like a mountain block, especially with this print. So I thought that was cute. I made the letter L for my mom. That's her initial. And then I have a half square triangle instead of a square frame, which we made some of those as well. I put a half square triangle in there. Different size than the other one that I showed you. I've done it once before. This one here is a new one. 2-inch block. You can't hardly see it because it's hard to hold. But basically just taking 2 half square triangles and sewing down the center. That one was fun. And then I think the last, I might have 2-inch in my bag. No, it should be the last one. I did a log cabin block. Light on one side, dark on the other. Log cabin. Alright, so big blocks that I made. 4-inch. I made this block in 4-inch as well as a 6-inch. It looks like it could be a thread spool, but it's on its side. And this one here, I don't know what this block is named. Just kind of putting pieces together just to make block configurations so they're not all the same. I do know this one's a friendship star. And again, the challenge of trying to make these fabrics pop on using all CAF prints. This is a new one. 4-inch block. The friendship star was 6-inch, I think. This one's another one. And a lot of these are not in the book because I'm just making up blocks as I go. This one's my least favorite, but it's done. And the last ones are in the bag. Let me see what I haven't shown you that's in the bag. I've shown that one. This one is one that I did. This one I made a little mini rail fence right there. I thought I showed you this one. Just in case, I'll show it. I know I've shown the next one. And then here's my 6-inch spool block. right there. And this one I showed you last week, but I forgot to point out that this one has the letter T in it for me. And then the last block. This was supposed to be a Dutchman's puzzle block, which is in the book. But when I put these fabrics together in a Dutchman's puzzle layout, the background just looked really too busy and too discombobulated. But they looked a lot better when I made the flying geese going down in the center with the blocks. So that's what I ended up doing. So sometimes you've got to change the program. You don't have to do everything that a particular pattern is telling you to do. You can stay with the basics. And then when I started to put that block together, it was like, nope, not going to happen that way. I did not like it at all. So that's what we're doing here. I have blocks up on my board, so I'm ready to sew Saturday night. Got those in position if I don't move them. So that's just some of the blocks. I think I might be done making blocks now. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I'm done. So I can do some other stuff. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the Crown Royal quilt at this time. So let's see who else has come in. Thank you all for the comments about my blocks. I appreciate it. Pet Boo came in. Them some pretty fabrics and pretty blocks, Miss T. Thank you, Kevin. Yep, been busy. I've been busy. You know why? It's like it's always something. I still got the shelf down, trying to figure that situation out. I met with somebody that can build me a shed, and I also, what else did I do? Oh, my TV, my Roku, the only TV in the house that has Roku on it, the last TV in is the first one out, okay? It's dead. And so I have been trying to figure out new television and all of that. So I just temporarily decided to just go ahead and order a Roku and get the adapter and put it in one of my older televisions. Otherwise, I'm going to be going through program withdrawal. But it's difficult to get a TV that has a center stand. I don't want the two-leg stand, so that's the issue that I'm having. But yeah, my TV is out, so I'm struggling. And this television doesn't have Roku. I have one back here, I have one in my other room. And neither one of those have Roku. And even my old television that I replaced with Roku, I pulled it back out. I haven't plugged it in yet. But I'm waiting on Amazon to deliver me the Roku stick. So, but that's why I've been sewing, because I had to sit here to watch television. And I haven't done anything else, okay? Joe Carmel Perkins is here. Hey, Joe Carmel. Thank you. She's saying your boho blocks look great. Love all the blocks from Vivian. Don Cunningham is here. Lori Anderson. And I think I got everybody. I hope. Okay. So now we can go to the next thing. Just an announcement. I don't know if anybody in here even remembers Vicki Lemire being in any of our chats. The last time I had email communication with her, she had won a prize, and it was in 2020. And then I had mailed that prize to her. I got a message today from Lisa Pegg letting me know that she's in hospice care. And she's still alive. She is going to pass, and it's just her and her husband, I think. I'm not sure if they've got other family or not, but apparently they were living very frugal, as they put on the GoFundMe site. And so they were trying to raise, I think, $3,500 for funeral services. And I just thought that I would throw that out there if anybody is interested in donating. You know, I saw the thing with GoFundMe as well is when you go on and you see other people, maybe you can only afford to give $1 or $5, and sometimes you don't want to go on there and be the person that's just giving $1. So if you want to donate, you can Cash App me money to donate, and then I can make a donation on the group's behalf. If you don't want to donate, that's fine too. I don't know Vicky. I'm just throwing this out here as information that came, knowing that she's been in a lot of the quilting groups at one point. I can't remember the last time she commented in my group, but I know she's been on other chats, and her name is very familiar to me. So I just thought I would throw that out there so you can't say you didn't know when the next post comes and says that she's passed. Okay. Janet Callhill's come in, and Janice Miller. Mary Kay is here. And Beverly, and that's why I knew that I knew Beverly would know, because I went over and checked the GoFundMe to see what the status was before I went live, and I saw her name. So that was really nice of you, Beverly, to donate. That was really sweet. And then Mary says you can also donate anonymously. I know you can donate anonymously, yeah. But, so that's good to know, too. I mean, I forgot to say that. You can. But I know some people feel funny about if you're only donating $1 or $5. But in situations like this, every dollar counts. So you can definitely go do a $1 donation if you so choose. I'm just doing that for people that are not comfortable. Sometimes I don't personally like using some platforms because of how they collect money. I don't like putting in my actual credit card if they won't let me donate through some other vehicle. I don't like that as much either. So and people are sending prayers to Vicky and her family. Her name is it was Lemire, Lemere, if I'm spelling it correct. Vicky Lemire, Vickie, was how she was on how she was listed on YouTube, and then they also have the same name, except they have Vicky R. Lemire on the GoFundMe. Hi, Deborah Sims Brown. Wash Your Hands is here. I wish there was a way to donate so the entire amount would go to the recipient. Now, I thought that GoFundMe, if it was like non-profit, I thought when it was stuff like this that they let you go ahead and do it without taking money out. That's another reason why I don't like using vehicles to give money to people that, if you're not sure if they're going to get 100%. Now, I know GoFundMe does do that if you're like raising money to do a kick-up, startup program. I would hope that if they're doing a funeral services that they would allow them to do it and let them get the money. I would hope. Let me see if I can paste the link to the GoFundMe here. I don't mind doing that. Instead of L-E, it's L-A. Vicky Lemire. Lamere is what is written in the tag here. Yes, Wash Your Hands, the last name is that. Okay, thank you, Laura. I just happened to see that when I put the paste in, that it's L-A instead of L-E. Mary is saying, I also saw notifications about Tiffany and family needing prayer. So Mary is sharing that as well. Nikki saying, I just paid $400 for a cemetery to dig a hole. I finally was able to let my son's ashes go yesterday. So sorry, Nikki, that you just experienced that too. Um, you know, funerals are no joke. A couple years ago, my brother passed and he had lost his job, so he lost all the benefits that were affiliated with that job. And a lot of people have a life insurance that is affiliated with their job, and then they don't have any other life insurance. Um, and so when people lose a job, or if you get so sick that all of your time runs out and you can't go back to work and you're not quite being accepted on disability or any of that type of stuff, you know, you lose your life insurance when you lose that job. And that happened to my brother. So I had to help with my niece. She and I ended up paying for most of his services. Some family members donated. All we needed was, you know, largest my family was, people to just basically donate $25 a person or something like that. And you'd be amazed that people would not donate $25. And so I just happened to have some people I wouldn't let them pay because they had provided food at all the different gatherings that we had, and they had already paid more than 25, so I didn't think it was fair for them to keep kicking in. My brother, he kicked in money twice, and then he was trying to kick in money again. I'm like, no, you're done. So part of it is I was trying to make it fair to the people that were participating, because nobody has money to be burying other people. It's just a necessary thing that has to be done. So it's difficult. uh Remo saying, GoFundMe charges 8%. That's what she's saying. So, and they have no idea how much services are going to cost. Like I said, she hasn't passed yet, but they're trying to be proactive. I think they're going to need more than $3,500 personally, unless you're cremating and possibly holding the ashes in an urn yourself. That's You can go through $3,500 quick, because you got to have a funeral home accept the deceased and make the death certificates as well. So yeah, and then if they're taking 8%, you know, they're gonna need more than that. So I'm just sharing information. I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody into donating. I'm just letting you all know so you can't say you didn't know. That's basically what I'm doing. And Nikki saying thank you. She says, it took me 6 years to let my son go. He was 30. That's awful. I feel so horrible for you, Nikki. And Teresa says she did donate, but anonymously. And she says, I didn't add the tip though, so hope that's okay. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah. And I think so. If they're asking for a tip, then they might not be charging the family for funeral cost if you can have just cause for that. So maybe that's why they were asking for the tip. Because I can't imagine them asking for a tip if they're going to take money out. That would just be even crueler. Susie says, I had my daughter on my bank account, so she has access to money to pay for any of my funeral expenses when I die. That's a totally different thing over not having any money. Because I have my daughter on mine as well, in case something, because my husband and I travel together. Something happens to both of us, she has no access to money. So I put her on mine and not our joint, because I wanted to make sure that she could get money should something happen to me. But she doesn't need my bank account to bury me. So my daughter is fully aware of what she needs to do if something happens to me. So my parents and husband were cremated, so it wouldn't be a financial burden to us. So yeah, it's always cheaper, but there's still some expenses. So yeah. All right. So Debbie LeBlanc came in saying hello. So hello. Trying to get people caught up here. All right. So today we've got about 30 minutes to talk about lighting for quilters. I made the statement about quilters needing more light. I mean, not quilters, adults or humans needing more light as you age. And I said, I don't know if they thought about that with people that craft, and we have all of these bright lights and we do all of this stuff for recording purposes where we're using extra light. And so how is that gonna affect us? And then I said, well, let me know what type of lights you all are using. So that's how we kind of got to this topic. I do feel that if I'm using as much lights as I'm using now, I'm going to be scared for myself later in life if what they're saying is true. And I do sort of kind of feel like I want more light the older I get. And I'm not even at 60 yet, okay? So it's something else. Okay. And let's see. I thought that I had downloaded something about lights. Let's see. And I've taken a gazillion pictures since then. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to find it. Okay. So what I saw, it was ironic because it's almost like when I mentioned certain words and all of a sudden all of these ads start coming up about these particular words. And I told you all that a thing popped up talking about LED lights and how can you protect your vision from it. And I didn't even know that there was a problem with having LED lights. I don't necessarily like look straight into LED lights. Thank God a lot of my lights are not LED lights. I don't know what type of light OttLite uses, but it's not an LED light. So this here is a light, and it is an LED light, and I'm not even going to shine it at the camera, but if you can sort of kind of see it. I don't know. It's a handheld light that I gave out at retreat. I'm trying to press it into the screen, but not at the camera. But it's a very good light. It's great when when you drop something. So this is actually one of my favorite lights. I ended up giving these out to everybody at retreat. I've also put these in a few orders over the years when I've had them. If you had a very large order, I actually ordered these. It has just the Teaquilts social media links on here. And I do actually like these lights. I have these lights in every room. Now, I know we have cameras that have flashlights, but I don't have my phone with me with the flashlight when I go into every room of my house. So I keep these into rooms. You see how I just quickly went and got this one because I keep them in the room. So when I've dropped something behind something or got to look under the table for some pins or some clips, then I can easily see everything that I need. I know I can use certain things to pick up pins and clips, but if I drop something else that's not magnetic, then I can see it a lot better with a handheld light. Now, LED lights, you're not supposed to look directly into LED lights. So I think that's one thing we need to say. And then they're saying, how can you protect your vision from LED exposure? And that's what I copied for you all. It says that they recommend buying warm white LED home lighting, limiting your exposure to LED sources with a high concentration of blue light, and avoiding LED screens before bedtime. Well, what are LED screens? That's all of our devices, and I know a lot of us don't do that. But I just thought that I would just put this information out before we even get started. So I do have, I guess they're LED lights. I don't know. I guess they're LED lights up here. And I have the warm lights. And they said warm white. And that's what I try to get, the white ones. However, I do use a lot of OttLights. And I'm not sure what those bulbs are. And I did not take them out. So, OttLights that I use, I love the floor lamps of the OttLights. That was one of the first OttLights that came out, was the floor model. And then the one that I have in my bedroom has a little tray that you can tighten on to the stand. It's just one long arm go up with a light on top. And then it has where this tray hooks onto the stand, and then you can put like your stuff for hand sewing if you want it. So I do have that one that I use in my bedroom, because I took it out of here because I bought this second outlight that has the stand base on the bottom, and then it also has a clip so that I can put my project here. And then back here that you all never see is it has a magnifier on it. So this is actually a transitional light. It is sitting on a floor base right now so that I don't have anything on my table. But it also, and it's not in here, it's actually in my quilting to go bag. I have a desk clamp that has a hole groove that this came with this light. And so I can take this out of the hole from the floor base and screw on the clamp, and then take this with me when I'm traveling for retreats, and then I can take my lights with me. So I'm trying to get the light out of the screen. All right, so I love using my lights, and I like the fact that this one works for me in my room, and then I also get double duty out of it that I take it to retreats. I take a lot of lights to retreats, and I'm only going to show you 2 more. And this is another, again, outlight. All of my lights are outlight. This one here has a handle. And again, a lot of these models, you know, they come out with different models, so you may not see exactly this, but you can go to Outlight's website. I have bought this one off of their website. Deborah Quilts was the one that showed me this light, and then I went and bought one. Most of my lights I have gotten at Joann's because they have really good sales at Joann's. So I wait until they put the lights on a really good sale when I needed my the 2 floor models that I got, and this little one that I'm going to show you. And then I do have another light I just didn't bring in here, but this one flips up, and it also opens up here, and there's a magnifier here. Let me see if I can get it open, because I don't ever open it. Alright. And then out here flips out a magnifier if I want to use it. So I don't use that part, but I do like that it's on a freestanding rotating base, this one. And so when I need light over here, and then I need light over here, I'm not picking up the whole thing. I can just turn the light as I need without actually picking it up. So this is one of my favorite. I actually use this at my desktop because sometimes when I'm recording there doing fabric hauls, I'll take this and aim it at the fabric so that it shows up the fabric colors a little better. So this one's actually my desk light. I hardly ever take it out the house. I have one that's similar old style to this that I take when I go to sewing with friends days. So I just don't want to trip over cords here, so I'm gonna get this. I should have done this before I brought it in here. This one here is one that I always take when I'm going out to sew retreats, because it's always packed ready to go, and it's just made for travel. One of the little smaller ones. And then it has a smaller length bulb in here, and then I always see how my name is on here. That's because it goes out the house. So anytime you're going to retreats or going places, sometimes people aren't thieves. They aren't trying to steal your stuff. Sometimes people don't know who stuff belongs to. And so they're just patiently waiting for somebody to respond before they put out the, hey, did somebody leave this at the meeting? Because now everybody knows what it is, and anybody can claim it. So if you lose something at a sewing event, just ask the coordinator if anybody turned in, blah, blah, blah. One way to get around that is to put your name on items that you're going to be packing and taking out of your house. It doesn't have to be obvious that your name is on it, like mine's was on the inside. When somebody finds something like that, they're going to do some investigation looking around at it to see if there's a name on it, and believe you me, they're going to open it up and see your name in there. So it doesn't have to be like blatantly obvious like this. But this is on here for a particular reason too, and that's because when you're sitting at retreats, you normally have a person across the table from you. Sometimes you know your friends, sometimes you don't, and this just keeps it's like a name tag that the person can read, so they always know your name, as well as you know that this is my machine. Okay, so let me go back up here and see what you all are saying. Hold on, I'm gonna read comments. And then I do have one other outlight that's set up in this circular tray, and it's like a caddy, and you can put your stuff in it. And I used to use it all the time with the caddy, and then I found just I would have had to make a bag like for this one to carry it in, and so I stopped using it as a caddy. But it's back in my living room area. Sometimes I use it when I'm die cutting. I've got extra stations set up and I need more light, then I'll use those type of lights. But it was weird for me because I found that probably 90% of my lights are out lights. My desk type lights and my floor lights are all out lights. So that lets me know what I need, what I love. So let me see what you all are saying. If you've got favorite lighting systems that you want to share with us, please go ahead and do that. Bonita says, I used to Harbor Freight shop lights. They go on sale often. And see, that's the kind of stuff we want to see. And one more thing about lights. This Bernina has LED lights built in. It takes it a while to wake up. But you can see how kind of dark it is over here. And then when the lights come on, it's going to brighten up over here. And you all notice, I sell lights that go on your sewing machines. And all of my sewing machines have a light just about that I use. And I don't need one on this Bernina. You see how bright that got all of a sudden, okay? Bernina's lighting system is very good, where it's bright in the arm as well as bright right under the needle. So they have a light or something here. Something is beaming over here because it's light all the way through here. It's not dark anywhere, which I do like. So I don't know how they did that, because I have some where you got good light over here and poor light right in front of the needle. So, or you've got just a spot of light at the needle that's kind of a yellow light, and then you have nothing over here. So I do like that the whole thing is lit up with this Bernina, and the light is only right here. And there's, oh, okay, I'm investigating now. They got lights right here, and a light right here. So they got lots of lights down up under here to make this area light. And they're all LED lights. So this is one of the best machines. Now, I have not bought top of the line brand new sewing machines. So this 770 is about 6 to 7 years old. And I'm thinking that your newer machines are gonna have light, but a lot of us can't afford a $15,000 to $30,000 brand new sewing machine to get the LED lights and all of that kind of stuff. So you can buy additional add-on lights to put onto your machines. But I just thought I wanted to mention that too, because it's important when you're free motion quilting to have good light down here as well. All right, so now let me cut this off and go back to read. Carla says, I use Stella Light, Daylight Floor Lamp, Magnifying Light 2 with my readers. Laura says her favorite lighting is Stella Light Floor Lamp. So that's 2 that likes that. So we're going to be looking into Stella Lighting. Sue says, I have 2 Honeywell Daylight Stop Lights over my long arm. I can't believe the difference. So that's cool. That's another one. T. Roberts says, Art Craft Organizer, and it's not LED. it's not LED, and that's what I didn't think. I don't know what this technology is in their lights, but I can look up here and it ain't hurting like it does when I'm looking into a LED. Although I don't look normally directly in the eye lights, I just did that for a test. So I don't normally look directly into them. I love my outlight. I have 2 floor models and 1 desktop model from Beverly. Remo says, I get bulbs from Lowe's, LED daylights with no yellow. That's what I do too. And you have to make sure you buy the right bulbs. I found that they have like this little bar on them, and you have to get like something that says 5,000 or higher. If it's less than 5,000, it's going to have some yellow in it. That's been my experience. So I'm always looking at the little chart to see what the brightness is on the package. Are those lights on your website at Teaquilts? I don't know which light she's talking about the other lights. Email me, Mary. Zandra Odom saying hi to everybody. Hello and welcome, Zandra. T says, I love your lighting, your light for threading machine. Thank you again. That's T. Must have gotten a light. Pat Boo says, my main sewing light is a stand art lamp. Have had it for years. It's a nice light. Yes, and that's the other thing with art light is that I've had these lights, especially the one in my bedroom, since I have started sewing. And I started sewing in 1986 so I'm going to give it a little bit and say I probably got my first light. Let's just go ahead and say even 2000. I know I've had that light before 2000. However, it is 2023, and 23 years later, I'm still using these lights. And I've only changed the bulbs in both of these lights, this light and my one in my bedroom, once. And at the time that I bought the lights, I actually bought extra lights. I have no idea where those extra lights are, because guess what? I put them into the sewing room because they weren't regular house bulbs lights. So they're not with the house lights, light bulbs. I don't know where they are because it's been so long ago that for me to have to replace that I don't even know where those bulbs are. Guess what I would do if I needed to replace? I would go and order just one bulb. These lights last a long time, and I've been traveling with this and nothing has ever happened to the odd lights. And you can always get the replacement bulbs. They never they always will make a style that use all of their bulb style sizes, and for as I know, I've used 3 different bulbs for mine. So you can always get the light bulbs for the lights. So my lights are over 23 years old and I'm still able to buy bulbs for it. So I like that. When you got to remember, our light is a specialty clamp light. So if they stop making those lights and you just bought your light and they go out of business, and then your light lasts for 10 years, after 10 years, you've got to throw it away. Now, you've gotten your money's worth out of it, because I'm telling you, these lights are nice. And I wouldn't even be mad at them. But if I bought something and they went out of business in the next month, and then I knew I couldn't get more lights, I would be paranoid for the next 10 years. And so that's pretty funny that way. But I do love art lights. They last, and you can always get bulbs. Pat Boo says her main sewing light. I think I read that one. Dee Dee Hansen here from Michigan. Hey, Dee Dee. Yeah, your little lights are wonderful. That's Sandy. And just let me clarify. Because I already know when I showed the light that somebody was going to say, I got one of those lights. Everybody that ordered does not get a light or has not gotten a light. It depends on if I have them in stock. It depends on how much your order is. So sometimes I do orders and you may not get anything included in your order. Sometimes I add a pen. If I have calendars left, I add a calendar. Those are just bonuses. It's not a requirement for your order. So don't get mad if you ordered and didn't get a light. Your order had to be, I think at the time, had to be over a $200 order for you to even get a light. Or it was for the people that were at retreats. And how come this thing just kicked me completely out of YouTube and shut down? That's crazy. Oh my goodness. And I'm all out of the chat too, so we're going to have that issue. Trying to find where I left off. So let's figure that out. Make sure you all hit the thumbs up button while I'm trying to find this. Okay, Nikki says I have an art light and she loved it. Has a cup to hold my seam ripper and my rotary cutter. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I love when, I love when they add the little additional things so that, like for hand sewing, you can put that type of stuff up there. And then when you leave, you know, light stuff. You're not going to put anything super heavy if it's a floor lamp. For sure, but you don't want it to topple over. Rose Hinton, I thought I said that, came in. Remo says it's 96 watching, but not matching thumbs up. She was reminding people to hit the thumbs up, so thank you, Remo. Lena says, good evening. I pray everyone is having Lana, saying she hope everyone is having a good week. Our lights are too expensive for me. That's why I said if you're going to get something like an eye light, you definitely want to get it when it's on sale. And Joann's has the best sales, in my opinion, for eye lights. And when I bought them from Joann's, my little round carousel things that you can make as a caddy, they were very reasonably priced. So reasonably priced. Or you catch them on clearance. They have, sometimes they clear stuff out because eye lights no longer making that model. You catch them on clearance. I have bought stuff and just put it up. And I have given eye lights as gifts before. Because they were very reasonably priced. Not that I didn't have to spend some money for them. I probably spent like $25 for the carousel lamp. I bought, my friend and I, we bought every last one of them that was at every Joann's in the St. Louis area because we both gave them out for gifts because they didn't just have to necessarily go to quilters, just anybody that has an office at home or anything like that. So it just depends. You've got to sometimes work for the bargains, but Remo saying Joanne sometimes have our lights off 50% exactly. And then there are sometimes when they have stuff on sale, and then on top of that, that'll be that one day that they'll say even sale price items you can get additional 10% off or 20% off. And that's the day to buy. That's how I bought almost all of my lighting from Joanne. I'm always getting it on sale. That pink one is the only one I pay regular price for because I wanted it. I wanted the light at my desk, and so that's why I did it. It was a little bit bigger than the other little small one that I travel with, so I wouldn't knock it over and beat it up as much. So I wanted it to have a little bit more stability on the base, so it's a little bit heavier, and then the fact that it spins so I can turn the light when I wanted to. So I ended up paying full price for that light. Sandy says, I like brand daylight lights. Okay. So she wants daylight lights. Yep. That's the type of bulb, I think. I don't know if it's a brand. It might be a brand. I just don't know. She's saying it's a brand. Phil is saying she likes daylight products. Sue saying the Featherweight shop has excellent tutorials. I don't know who she's talking to. We're on something else. Jason Lewis is here. Math Geek says, I so rarely get to join y'all. Finally able to sneak away from work for a bit. So welcome to the chat. Lana says, I put my name on everything that I bring to a quilt trip or sewing with friends. Exactly. Rose has an outlight. Deborah says, I have been looking at lights because my Vivilux is broken. So that's a new one to me too. I don't know about that one. But it's some people saying those Stella lighting is something to look at. I don't have any of that. But I haven't purchased any lighting again because my lighting is so stable. I haven't had to replace anything in a long time. So that's good when you've got people that are newer into quilting and buying lighting systems or replacing lighting systems. That's pretty good to know. And then, you know, there's another reliable company, and maybe it's not as expensive as Affliate. I don't know because I haven't bought anything. Mona did what is here. Thank you at Teaquilts for sharing the GoFundMe link for Vicky. You're welcome. I'm going to put it back here again for people that are just coming in, so you don't have to scroll back and read where it's at. Again, when you go to the GoFundMe link, it has the information there letting you know that Vicky has not passed yet, but it is going to happen and happen soon. So they're just trying to be proactive because they already know that the husband and Vicky, they had on there that they were living frugally. This is not a word that I am choosing. And so they're saying that they already know that the family does not have money to pay for funeral services. So that's why I thought I would share. I have an Affliate from Joann's that I purchased in 2000 and still works. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Affliate is a dependable product. So when you're saying Affliate is expensive, you're not going to ever have to replace it other than a bulb about every 10 years, if that. Because like I said, I've had mine way earlier than 2000, and I've only replaced the bulbs in each one of my lights one time. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to replace this bulb. It's been over 10 years since I had this light. I bet they're not even going to have these bulbs. And lo and behold, they do. All you got to do is put in the type of light that you have, and they even will assist you with which bulb to get, because bulbs change their codes. So your light bulb itself has the numbers on them, and then sometimes that number might still be available for sale, but sometimes they may have changed or updated the number. So it just depends. But they're really good with that. Rochelle Sears is here. Hello and welcome. Teresa says, I want an Affliate 20 plus years ago. It clamps to the side of a table and has a bendable arm. And I'm assuming she still has it. Blackbird says, Joanne has 40% off sale now on the light. So that's nice. I have at least 4 Affliates that have lasted for years from Janet. Robin Boyd's here. Hello, Robin. Don Cunningham says, I have a couple of Affliates, but I have some aluminum fixtures from Home Depot with a long cord and lamp, around $10. They will take LED bulbs, so that's good. That's a cheap way of getting lighting. And Sue said she hung some lighting like that too, spotlight, so that's good. She said it gave her a lot of light. Geraldine Lemma says she really likes her Stella clamp on desk lamp, but the batteries run out on the remote and have to be replaced to make it work. Okay, so it doesn't have a power button on the actual lamp, so that's interesting. I have a gourmet rack behind my cabinet that I have some of those lights hanging on, connected to an extension cord. I think she was talking about the Home Depot stuff, I'm assuming, because she didn't say. And Sue is saying something about those are great cabin, but I don't see anything. I have, oh, okay, so my screen jumped. Okay, let me go back. My screen jumped and I didn't know it. I had to buy a LED lighting for my Viking sewing machine that lost a sliding and got tired of having to fix it, so it was a strip light. I found it on Amazon. And like I said, I do sell some. They used to have, he used to have where you had dimmers on them, but I guess the quilters must have told him we never used the dimmer, so he took the dimmer off and lowered the price a little bit. I always had mine on high. I never used the dimmer switch either, so I wasn't mad at him. But I do have a supplier for that. I have changed out most of my vintage machine lights to LED. I done that too. Oh, that's for the featherweight. I've done that on my featherweight. I took the bulb out. My bulb was not blown. I kept the bulb just in case my LED light goes out and then I have to order a new one. Then I'll have my old bulb until the new LED comes in. But I did keep my bulb, but it wasn't blown. My brother is here saying, hi sis, and everyone been working in the yard. Yay! I have Daylight Slimline 3. That's Debbie saying that. Joe says she loves the topic. I really need to improve my lighting, especially when sewing at night. And that's when the real problem come in, when you're sewing at night. And I noticed that I've been in here sewing. When I have this machine light on, I don't even need this light to be on, because I can see good enough from the light up here to cut. And so this light is just basically when I'm in here recording, because this light is so good. My lights on my other machines, I had to always install one of the external lights, and then I had to see if I can find a LED bulb to change out the bulb, and sometimes I could and sometimes I couldn't find a LED bulb. So it just depends. I love the IKEA desk pen light. Very affordable, very portable. I have 3 of them for various machines and traveling. And I've seen that, and it does a pretty good job. And he has it right up on the machine, too. That's the nice thing about the pen light. It can be right up against there. Kenna Show says hi to everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. I have found 3 stand. We only got a few more minutes, y'all. 3 stand outlights at estate sales between $5 and $15. Now, see, that's the thing too. When you're going to different sales, everybody is running to the fabric. Run to the other stuff that costs more money and see how much they want for that stuff, because sometimes it's very reasonable what they want for it. So I've seen people get Rowenta irons at estate sales for $15. So that's a good one, Sue. I have an outlight from Joann's that I purchased. Oh, I think I read that one. So we're back on track now. Oh my goodness. I got to find out where I stopped reading before. Okay. I've read Don's. And Teresa says, oh yes, I still have it and it still works. Yeah, the light, her outlight over 2000. She got it in 2000, not over 2000 years old. Miss T, I love your block. Thank you. I did show them all, so if you came in late and missed them, I showed what I didn't show last time. I showed the new stuff I made. So if you missed that part, then you can just come in and get it later. Jackie Jones is here saying, good evening, everyone. I use odd desk light, so that's pretty cool as well. So, I don't know. Or I only got a minute left. I'm trying to get off here early because I have been busy doing stuff. I got fabric, like I told you all, everywhere, because I still haven't figured out my wall situation yet. I need my husband's help with that. So I got fabric everywhere. I got TV issue. I'm trying to solve that tonight so that I can get the new television at least installed. Amazon was supposed to bring my Roku stick yesterday. It didn't come today either. So if it don't come tomorrow, I'm going to cancel. If they're not putting, when I wake up in the morning, if I don't have it's being delivered today, I'm going to cancel that order and just go to the store and get me a Roku stick, because I'm going through my favorite program withdrawals on Roku. Jackie Jones is here. I think I said that. Sorry. Eric Oda is here. And my brother is saying good night, everyone. Stay safe still. And Tantrum is here. Says hi from New Zealand. Hey, Ann. Welcome to the chat. We're about to go out. Sheila saying my one One time my Amazon order did not come in the next day. I found it in my mailbox. I went onto Amazon. I can check the app and I see where my product is. Has it been delivered? If it was in the mailbox, they'll tell you it's been delivered. My stuff is saying nothing. It told me on Tuesday when it was supposed to come that it was on its way. Now, I think that the person that was delivering it didn't deliver it. It was left in in their car or something. It didn't get delivered that day. And then they told me it will come the next day. And then when I go check today, because it ain't showed up yet before I went live, it's saying today or tomorrow now. And it's not showing any signs of it being delivered today. So it's not coming. And if they pull that stunt, I'd be calling Amazon to get a refund if somebody gets it, because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. I use the app, and they're supposed to notify you. The app notifies you when your product is like 10 stops away from your house. It's when it starts notifying you. So I haven't gotten anything from them. So we'll be back on Saturday with live sew and chat, where I'll be sewing, putting some of this boho heart stuff together again. Hopefully, I got to sew some background pieces so I can be ready. Before I can do that, I'm also going to a Cardinals baseball game. I'm also got meetings lined up Thursday and Friday. So it's a lot going on, and I just hope by the time Saturday rolls in, I got online classes lined up as well. So it's a lot going on. So I'm hoping I have time to get some sewing done in here. So we shall see. All right. So I'll see y'all Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2-hour live sew and chat. Till then, you all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, everybody. See you soon.